In political science class 11, today the topic that is taken is need and suggestions for electoral reforms. Reforms means to bring some changes for removing the difficulties or malpractices, bad practices in a system. Here the system is electoral system. Although we know that India is the largest democratic country in the world, where the government is formed by the participation of the people in free atmosphere, in order to have free and fair elections that take place in due course of time under the supervision of election commission. But at many places we see that in some constituencies, elections are not held in free and fair manner. So it is obvious that demand for free and fair elections should arise. And these demands are for the reformation in the electoral system. And the problems that were observed are like these. Money power. Many times, money power is used by rich and influential candidates to attract, compel, force the voters to cast their votes in their favor. Then we see that candidates with criminal background use muscle power. Muscle power means they physically, they compel, they force, and they threat the people to cast their votes in their favor. And not only the voters, but small parties and independent candidates are also threatened. Then tickets to contest the elections are many times distributed among the family members of the people who are already in politics. Then women receive less and inadequate representation in this political areas, or in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, legislative assemblies, councils, etc. So they should be given more representation. Then religion and caste, although they are not supposed to be used, but they are also used to incite communal passion to attract the voter to cast their votes in the favor of the candidate who belongs to their caste or religion. Then media is sometimes used for promoting the political parties as the means of campaigns or for campaigning the parties or their agenda. Now these were the demands or the problems, you can say, or bad things that was observed. Now, what are the suggestions given for this reform? Okay, the suggestions were like this. The state funding should be started so that the money cannot be used in an unlimited power way, or it cannot be misused in the elections, and that would be now under the vigilance during elections. Then candidates with a criminal background and those candidates against whom the appeals are pending in the court must be banned. And then there should be increase in the requirement of minimum number of votes polled to save the security deposit. So the security deposit, the amount should be increased, and more than that, what is important? The number of votes that should be obtained by the candidates, that should also increased in order to save the deposit. Okay. Then no liquor or intoxicants should be sold or distributed at any place during the period of elections before 48 hours. Then laws should be made to remove and not remove, laws should be made for women, okay, to have their seats reserved, at least 1/3 seats. Then first past the post system should be replaced by proportional representation system, so that the small parties and independent candidates should also get representation in proportion to their population. Now we see that is Indian election system really effective? For this, we'll see that yes, although we have some faults in our system, but it is not seen everywhere in all the elections, in all the constituencies. At some places, sometimes some discrepancies or problems may occur, but it is not there ki all over the country in all sorts of elections such malpractices are used. So it is not completely true that we don't have free and fair elections. We see that generally the people choose their representatives peacefully and freely. They are not under the compulsion. Now, people, voters, they can cast their votes in the favor of any candidate belonging to any caste, culture, language, okay, only on the basis of his qualifications, his capability, his background, political background, his intentions, they are important for the voters. And we see that all social groups are given representation. Any person can contest the election who fulfills the qualifications. For example, if he is an Indian citizen, if he has completed the required age for contesting the election, for example, for contesting the election for Lok Sabha, the candidate must be about 25 years of age. For contesting the election for Rajya Sabha, becoming the member of Rajya Sabha, he must be above 30 years of age. And for becoming the president, he must be above 35 years. So, and other things don't matter. Which language he speaks, which religion he belongs to, which culture he follows, like this. So, he can be from any social group. Then we see that generally no malpractice related to electoral is seen commonly. Sometimes, somewhere it may happen, and that is controlled quickly, or the elections are held again in that place. Then we see year by year the number of voters that is increasing. Now, many people who never used to cast their votes, now they have also started casting the votes. So they have become aware about their political rights, and more than right, as a responsibility to choose the right candidate. Then whatever result is there, that is the verdict. Whatever result is there in favor or against any candidate, that is accepted. So we see these are the needs for electoral reforms, then suggestions how they can be improved, and to what extent we see that, or in what way the elections take place in our country, and that is free and fair elections under the supervision of Election Commission, that is an independent and autonomous body. Thank you.